Hello, good day everyone, and welcome again on another one of our videos. So in this video we're going to discuss the why we have an age limit in the Philippine maritime employment, and who's responsible for this, and why is there an age limit at all in the maritime sector in the Philippines. So anyway, before we begin, if you kind of like my video, please don't hesitate to click on that like and subscribe button. It will really help me a lot when it comes to making these kinds of videos. And you know, it might be a small thing for you, but it's a big help for me when it comes to making these videos. So anyway, without further ado, let's begin. Now, the age limit in the Philippine maritime employment is an open secret. It's an unspoken but widely practiced form of discrimination, and here's the breakdown of who's behind it, why it exists, and why it's problematic. Now, why is there an age limit for seafarers? Well, there's a lot of unwritten rules. Officially, there is no law stating a mandatory age limit for seafarers in the Philippines. It's officially, it just only says as long as you're medically fit. But in reality, once you hit your 40s or 50s as a seafarer in the Philippines, the opportunities drastically shrink unless you're an officer or in a very niche job. So why is that? So there's a lot of things. One is why they kind of impose that rule. One is because they perceive the risk and cost of seafarers. Employers often see older seafarers as more prone to medical issues, which could mean on the basic understanding means higher insurance and repatriation cost. It could also mean that they are slower to adapt to new technologies or methods, and they are simply more expensive, especially if it's rank or experience. And one of the reasons as well why there is an age limit, or why employees impose this, is because fresh young graduates are cheaper. The younger the crew are, the cheaper it is, because they're willing to accept lower wages, easier to train and mold and groom. So you know, younger graduates are easier to, well, be more obedient on the company, and they less question authority. And aside from that, there's, yeah, like I said, they're less likely to question authority or demand rights. Now, who's responsible with this kind of policy? Well, partly the ones responsible are three factors: ship owners and principals, manning agencies, and the Philippine government, which is the DOLE, Marina, and POEI. Now, what's the role of ship owners and principals on this age limit? First off, they're the ones making decision makers. They give manning agencies the criteria, age limits, experience levels, etc. If the owner says no over 45, agencies comply. Now, what about the manning agencies? Well, the manning agency's role in this is that they're just simply enforcers of this discrimination. They apply the filter, knowing it's wrong, but they will just tell the applicant, sorry, that's the principal's requirements. Now, how about the POEI? Well, definitely on the POEI or government agencies like DOLE and Marina, they're kind of negligent and let's just say a useless piece of no, I'll be frank and honest, they're very negligent and useless. They're negligent because they are supposed to prevent discrimination, but they rarely act on age-related complaints. So there's no meaningful enforcement, even though it's kind of illegal. Now, this is the thing. Why is this a problem? Well, this is a problem because of three things. It violates equal opportunity employment principles. It discards highly experienced workers in favor of younger, cheaper labor. And third, it leads to underemployment and forced early retirement for older seafarers who are still capable. So here's the thing, the reality check. This is all driven by cost-efficient and profit margins by ship owners and manning agencies. Now, human lives, experience, or loyalty, that's the thing. Second, the harsh truth is that if you're no longer the cheapest, you're no longer the priority. That's how they operate. So yeah, that's my final thought and conclusion on that. The blame lies squarely with ship owners, but manning agencies willingly participate in this kind of behavior. The government, on the other hand, turns a blind eye. Until real laws with teeth punish age discrimination in this industry, this system of abuse will still continue. Now, here's the question, this is very important question. Why is this present in the Philippines, and how about other countries? Why there is no such thing there? Here's the main thing. Why don't other countries have the same age discrimination problem? One, because they have stronger labor laws and enforcement. In countries like Germany, Norway, UK, and Japan, and even India, labor discrimination based on age is explicitly illegal under labor or anti-discrimination laws in their country. Second, they're actively enforced by courts, maritime authorities, or even unions. In contrast, in the Philippines, however, the law might say discrimination is wrong, but enforcement is weak or non-existent. And another thing about the thing in the Philippines is that agencies and employers often act with impunity, knowing no real punishment will follow. Another thing that I might add as well is why it exists in the Philippines is that why on other countries, because on other countries powerful unions fight back. In Europe, for example, seafarer unions are well funded and independent. They negotiate contracts directly with ship owners, and any hint of discrimination or unfair practices, there will be an immediate action, protest, or lawsuit against that shipping owners or manning agency. However, in the Philippines, sadly, some unions are company controlled, weak, or focusing on appeasement. In other words, they're more focused on, let's just say, butt licking of the ship owners or company, company managing agencies. And aside from that, other examples of seafarers unions in the Philippines, like AMASOF, UFS, ironically have been accused of being more pro-corporate than pro-seafarer. So, what's the effect of this on the cultural and legal mindset? Why on Western countries, this is varies differently. Well, first off, in Western countries, there's a cultural and legal push for diversity in the workplace, equal opportunity hiring, valuing experience over just youth. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, it's kind of sadly exactly the opposite. Companies often treat seafarers like disposable labor, and there's a use then replace mentality once you're no longer profitable. So once you've already outlived your usefulness, the ship owners and the manning agents in the Philippines will definitely replace you. No questions asked and no debate. And one more thing, most foreign officers aren't hired through agencies. That's also one thing why there's an age limit here in the Philippines, and why on other countries there are not, it's not exactly a policy there. One thing is that foreign officers or seafarers are directly hired, not through agencies. Many foreign seafarers are directly hired by them and are protected by national labor laws and not squeezed through a profit-hungry third-party manning agency. Filipinos, however, are often processed by manning agents who follow whatever arbitrary rule the foreign principal sets, even if it's age discrimination. So anyway, here's the thing, just last word. Other countries don't have this age discrimination crap because their laws actually work and are enforced. The unions actually fight for workers. Their employments value skill, not just cheap labor. And lastly, they don't have greedy agencies in the middle messing everything up. Like compared to the Philippines, we do have a middleman, which we call the manning agencies. So overall, it's a profit game. The older the seafarers are treated like expired sardines, no matter how experienced they are. So yeah, that's my short explanation on why there is age discrimination in the Philippines and who is responsible for that. Frankly, if you have a Western-minded culture, I'm just saying this as a commentary. age limit is supposedly illegal in the Philippines, but however, due to weak enforcement, for some reason, it is not being enforced. And to make matters worse, these many agencies act with little to no impunity on the consequences of enforcing age discrimination. And what's more annoying is that the government agencies who were supposed to police and enforce the rules of anti-discrimination are either negligent or basically useless. So that's it. So I hope you think carefully on this and why there is an age discrimination here in the Philippines. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching on my vlog video. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon on our next video. So bye bye for now, guys. Bye bye.